Okay, in this video, we're going to show you how to use a drill and just pre-drill, drill wood, how to get strip screws out. First things first, you need to locate the drill in the black cabinet. They're usually on that little thin shelf, and you pull them out by the handle. Alright, and when you get this out, you need to check to make sure that there is the charger with the cord. And usually you're going to plug that into the front part of stage. We're going to do it in here. Just make sure that it is plugged in. And usually you want to make sure that the wire is out of your way and the charger is somewhere safe where nobody's going to step on it or break it. You should have a spare charger that you want to charge. It'll be blinking red when it's charging, and when it's done charging, it'll be solid red. Just a red light. Next, you should have the drill with the Phillips tip drill bit inside of it. Okay. It should be in the middle. Okay, so you see that big black button on the side? It is in the middle position now, and it can go to the right, to the left, or in the middle. The middle means that it's locked, which it should be if you are handing the drill to somebody else or if it's in the case. That way, if anybody pulls the trigger, it won't drill. And then if you go to the, holding it, it'll be to the right. It should be drilling counterclockwise, which will be used to drill it out. And then if you go to the left side, where it's like fully sticking out to the left, it should be going clockwise, which will be used to drill the screw in. This is the torque. Usually it should be at the highest one possible, but if it's not, just go ahead and pull it all the way up to the highest possible, which should be that little drill bit thingy. This is, so when you drill, you want to use pulses, so that way you don't strip the screw. Okay. When you're drilling a piece of wood, the first thing you need to do is clamp the wood. Just either clamp it or get somebody else to hold it for you if it's a really big piece of wood and you don't have enough clamps, or if you're alone. The next thing you want to do is you decide what you're drilling, like where you need to put the screws. For this, we're going to be cinching a leg together, which means we're going to put screws like every foot just to like push it and hold it together. Before you start drilling, you're going to want to pre-drill. This is so that way it is easier for you to put the screw in. You only want to drill into the top piece of wood. That way it still has something to grab onto at the bottom. This is the Phillips tip drill bit. To pre-drill, you're going to want to use just a drill bit, is what they're called. And you're going to move this to the right. And it should loosen that in there. I don't know if you can see that, but it should like get tighter and looser, however you want to do that. You're gonna get it kinda ish tight to where it pokes out, put it in there, and then tighten it all the way. And just make sure that it's like straight. Then you're gonna want to put it in the right direction and just drill. About 1.5 inches in. A 2x4 is actually like 3.5 inches by 1.5 inches, so you want to drill just into that piece of wood. Then you're going to change the drill bit back out. Depending on which screw, which screw you're going to use. Most of the screws that we have here are going to be Phillips tip, but some of them are like diamond shaped, or they are box heads.
Okay, that's a box head.
And this is a star tip one. Obviously, the top of your screw should match whichever drill bit you're using. We're going to use a Phillips tip, which is like the plus sign one. We've got a lot of strip screws here. And a strip screw means that somebody didn't use pulses to get it out, and they just let the drill run and like scratch all of the insides out. Okay, so that's a stripped screw. This is the kind of screw you want to use. After you've pre-drilled, you want to kind of put it there, hold it, put it in the pre-drill spot and kind of do a few pulses. Make sure you're going in the right direction, and then just put your body weight into it. And sink it in so it's flush and it won't pop out and hurt somebody. Also, if you're painting, it makes it easier to tape over and you won't see the seam or like a little bump in your paint. Also, if you're putting on Luan, it will like pop up and make it not as flat and smooth as it could be. Here we have some strip screws, which are pretty hard to get out. So I'm going to show you 3 different ways to get them out. First is just with a drill. Try your best. Go in pulses so you don't strip the screw more, and it'll be more time consuming if you strip it and have to use other ways to get it out. And you want to put all of your body weight on it, because the more pressure you put into it, the more it's going to like pop back out. Okay. Make sure your drill is going in reverse and use short, slow bursts. Try to get it out. Okay. These are vice grips. What you're going to do is you're going to kind of clip it on, and you know, if that works, but see, it's too loose. So you got to tighten it by this, adjusting that. You can do tighter, looser, just whatever you think will work. You kind of want to have a little bit of resistance, and if it's too tight that you can't clip it, loosen it just like a little bit until you can like clip it. Okay. Once it's tight, you can just start twisting and get the screw out. You might need somebody else to hold it for you, but you just twist the screw out. Alright. Okay, so once you got it out, you're just going to pull this part. Pull it down, it should release it. And yeah. Basically, we use these other than just regular pliers because they lock and you don't have to continually squeeze it to get it out.
What do you do with the screw after?
If it's stripped, throw it away. So another way to get them out is with a crowbar and a mallet, which is not a recommended way to get it out. But if you have a last resort, if this is your last resort, just make sure that it is clamped down somewhere. Once it's secured and you know that the piece of wood isn't going to move anywhere, just wedge it in there and hit on the bottom until the screw pops out, which could take a very long time. There she goes.
What are you trying to do?
So once that's there, just use the vice grips. Also, another way, if you have a screw stuck in there and you can't get it out, like, because it'll just spin when you drill it, just put it up against another piece of wood and drill out. When you're done with getting all of the screws out and done drilling, always make sure that the right drill bit is back in the drill. You want a Phillips tip drill bit, okay? You're going to put it right there, okay? You're going to take the extra battery. By the way, to get batteries out when you're done charging, there's 2 buttons on the side. You just pinch them and pull. Just pinch and pull. And to put them back on, you just put them on like that. Slide them on. There, you also need to pinch and pull for the charger. You're going to put that right there. It should be labeled battery, charger, cord, drill, so you know where to put them. Unplug your charger. Be very gentle when folding the cable. You don't want to like break the drill. Make sure you don't twist the wires on the inside. You're going to put the charger there. You're going to kind of squeeze the cord to fit there. Again, make sure the drill bit's there. And if you need to remember what all is in there, it is labeled right here. Phillips screw bit, battery drill, battery charger. Yeah. You're just going to put the clampy things back on and put it back where it goes in the black cabinet. That's how you get out stripped screws. On the bottom until the screw pops out, which could take a very long time, and you might get tired. So be careful that you don't hit your thumb, Natalie. This is horrible. She's not working. Interesting. We're gonna try there.